Right then, Manchester United are back in action tomorrow against Norwich City in the Premier League. It's at Old Trafford. There is a protest before the game, and I'll see you down there if you're going to the match. Let's talk about Norwich. Situationally then, they are slap bang bottom of the table. Last 5 games, they've had 3 losses. They've had 1 win. They've had 1 draw, coming off a massive 2-0 victory against Burnley. Could be a little bit of momentum in their favour. Obviously, Burnley have just got rid of Sean Dyche. United have won 1 of their last 5 Premier League games, which has completely shattered our Champions League hopes, dreams, everything about that sort of stuff. And we need to get back to winning ways. And I think a shake-up of the formation is the thing that we need to do in this instance. Dean Smith has come in and he's made Norwich actually a more difficult proposition. They're getting relegated because of what happened at the start of the season prior to him coming in, but he's made them a little bit more pragmatic. Adjusted the formation quite often. He's gone with a 4-3-3, 4-1-4-1, which is very similar, 3-5-1-1, and recently seems like he's settling with a 4-2-3-1. Maybe to a bit of detriment, Norwich only really have one way of playing, and that is playing through the thirds, on the floor, possession-based, and if you don't have the technical players available to do that and compete in the Premier League, which they don't, you're going to get smacked around, and that's what's happened. It fared them really well in the Championship, didn't transition well to the Premier League for them, and they play a style that makes them inferior against more technical, more physical Premier League opposition. They don't play percentages like Brentford do, and because of that, they try and go toe-to-toe from a pure footballing standpoint, but they just don't have the quality that some of the teams that exist in the Premier League have at their disposal. But Dean Smith has come in. He's made them a little bit more structured, which is always a positive thing, especially from a team fighting down at the bottom. A little bit more regimented. They drop deeper in the lines and they make it harder to be opting to be lethal on the counter-attack, which is exactly what Villa were when they were at their best under Dean Smith. Expected 11, Krul in net, Giannopoulos, Gibson, Hanley and Byram, McLean, Norman, Rashika, Lees Melu, Dowell and Pukki. 4-2-3-1. Starman, Pukki. Top scorer for Norwich this season. He's got 9 goals. 32-year-old's been crucial part of how they play this season. He's played in 30 of their 31 Premier League games. He's a major goal threat. He runs in behind defences and he will get the time and space to do that against United, and that is the most significant aspect of his game, and that is the most significant aspect of his game that United need to worry about, because we will be dominant in possession, we will be high up, and they will be looking to just explode and exploit that space, particularly behind Harry Maguire. He's very skilled at curving his runs to stay onside, much needed with the VAR that you've got going on at the moment. He stays onside. He's going to cause Maguire all sorts of problems, and he could definitely exploit with any disorganisation at the back. He scores a lot of his goals from close range. He's an extremely clever player who's got really good close control and a pretty decent finish on him as well. United won't keep a clean sheet in this game. I don't have the confidence in that, to be honest with you, and I think it'll be him that goes on to score that. In terms of their data, Norwich are 42.9%, which is the 5th worst in the league in terms of possession. But they've always been a side who at least attempts to play football when they're able to get it. But the problem is they're not very able to get it that often. Pass completion is 75.9, which is better than the likes of Southampton, Everton. They have the 2nd worst defensive record in the league, conceding 63 goals. They've also conceded the 2nd most chances and shots on target, conceding 162. They've only scored 20 goals all season, which is the worst in the league. And they average more pressure in the attacking third than who, Steve? Than Manchester United do. Shit. I expect them to low block and sit deeper, though, in order to try and turn their season around under Dean Smith. He's coming for a 0-0 win, and he will be absolutely delighted if he picks up a point in doing so at Old Trafford. They are dead last in successful pressure percentage, meaning that they aren't very good when they do it, but they do it quite often. It leaves them exposed, and that's why they're easy to play through, resulting in a dire defensive record that they've got. How do United beat them? Honestly feel like saying just fucking turn up and play to 50% of your potential and we'll be sound. Here's how we beat them. I'm mixing it up and I'm going with a 4-4-2 diamond. I want 2 players in the box because they're going to sit back and they're going to low block. Why would you make it easy for them and just have 1 person in there? You know what they're going to do. Let's just get as many players forward as possible. So I'm going to pick a very attacking side. Towers and Delo. Why are they there? to put crosses into the box. That's why they're there. Both of them. Get your asses forward, put the ball in the box. Why are we playing 2 forwards? Because I'm playing 2 fullbacks that are going to put the ball in the box. You know what I mean? Up here for thinking, down there for dancing. Maguire and Lindelof, because they're pretty much the only 2 fit and available centre-halves. Matic, to help that transitional link from defence to attack. And then everybody else is an attacking player, essentially. Sancho, left side midfield of the diamond. Yeah, it is left wing. Pogba, right side, right wing. Bruno in the 10. Ronaldo, Rashford up front. I wanted to play Cavani. Then I realised he was out. But I wanted to really go for it. I want people in the box. So why have I gone with this then? Well, they're awful at defending their area. And it's easier to defend your area when there's only Ronaldo in there who doesn't have the best off-the-ball movement. Give them a couple of things to think about. They're going to go man for man. Make them go man for man. Give your strikers a bit more of a chance in the box. They can't defend crosses. Dalot, Tellez, put crosses in, especially for the big fella. That's where Ronaldo's going to have a little bit of an advantage. They rarely get first contact. They're in trouble when they do. They lose concentration. They fall asleep marking. That's why the quick movement of Marcus Rashford is in there. It would have been a fantastic game for Cavani to play because he would have scored a hatful against them. And Grant Henley, oh, do I say this? It's going to jinx us, isn't it? Grant Henley might be the worst player in the Premier League. If you're going to clip that up after they beat us tomorrow, just at me. Right, they're weak at fullback and they leave a lot of space down the sides. So I would just push our 2 fullbacks right up against them and have them almost playing just in their half, dealing with them. They leave a hell of a lot of space down the side in an effort to try and be compact in the centre. This could be a game where you give Rashford and Sancho free rein to run at them. But the reason I've gone with 2 up front is because so many teams play with a 1 up front, and so often United play with a 1 up front. When you mix it up and they've not prepared for it, especially that gap in between the centre-half and the full-back is so exploitable. And when you play a forward 2, you can do that and live in that sort of zone, knowing that the other player is going to be in the box. When you play a 1 up front and the space is there, if your lone forward is going through that space there, he's a bit too far off to get off a meaningful, high-quality chance from that sort of area. You almost want that to be the final ball before the final ball. So I want to exploit that space in between the fullback and the centre-half, and that's why I've gone with 2 up front. Push my fullbacks right up against it, and then you're going to have like 3 creators just behind that forward line of Sancho, Bruno and Paul Pogba, where all sorts could happen. You could look to encourage long shots, you could look to do cute little through balls, you can put crosses in. Wide overloads could absolutely destroy this slot. It's probably going to be a frustrating game. You know the drill. Let me know in the comments. Are United going to actually give us something to cheer about this weekend or not? Oh, before I go, there was something that I dropped on Patreon that I think you might want to look at in regards to staff for next season. See you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.